Hi, Dr. Eric Westman here with another episode of Learn with Dr. Westman. Today's episode is, are you distracted by diet information on the internet? Question mark. The reason I talk about this with my patients, I work at Duke University. I've been there since 1990, but studying low carb and keto diets since 1998. I find that a lot of people come to me with the darndest questions. I don't know really where they come from. Well, okay, I do. It's the internet. So the internet's a great thing and it's a terrible thing all at the same time. I joke to my patients that you want to watch my information on the internet and ignore everyone else's, but you want to find a trusted source of information. The information I give has been vetted through, years of not only research but also clinical care, and so I really try to keep giving information that will work and be helpful and scientifically supported. The internet can be very confusing, but there's also something I wanted to share with you, a similarity that I recently was in the market for a new car. I don't just buy cars very often, and I like to read the magazine evaluations. I'll read consumer reports and all these other online reports or even printed. And I want to know if the make of the car is been around a while or if it's been changed. Is the brand of car good? Has been around? The ones that I'm familiar with, and there's always that sort of, I've had one of these before, so I'll stay more loyal to that. But I might switch brands of cars. I'm not beholden to one. But then when I make the purchase of a car, after I do all my research, I drive it a while. So I suppose there's some people who buy a car, they want the new car smell, they buy it and drive 5,000 miles and then they sell it again, or 50 or whatever. No, I'm more of I get a car and I drive it for a while, years, I like it, it's getting me there, and I don't overly obsess about different amenities that it has, that sort of thing. Well, this is the way I want you to think about diets too. Or maybe when you drive down the place where the cars are sold, they're usually all in the same area of town. Maybe you are distracted and you look, oh, I should buy one of these now and one of those and one of that. My hunch is you don't. You drive by and you have your car, you've made your decision, and so when you do your research, due diligence about a diet, great. And you need to know, where it came from, who's talking about it, what's their reputation, is it something that's been around a while. I was reading a magazine article about Jacques Cousteau and the aqualung, or the scuba tank. It's called many, many different things. But the person writing the story said, the design is so simple that it never fails, or rarely fails. It's like, you don't need a new aqualung. The aqualung, in fact, when you're doing something that's potentially dangerous, you want sort of a fail-safe system that's simple. And so the writer mentioned it's like the doorknob. There's no new doorknob. It's the same one. The mousetrap. All of these things, they're so simple, they work, they last for years, and that's the low-carb diet. It's not a fad diet. It's been in the Western world used for weight loss for over 150 years, starting with the Banting diet in London, England, but it's also very similar to the hunter-gatherer or paleo-primal kinds of ways of looking at what to eat that's been around for hundreds of thousands of years. So when I, see something new, a new diet, a new method, I'm, kind of like, do we really need another doorknob, or do we really need another aqualung? No, we don't. So, but that's just my style and my approach. But do your due diligence about the program that you're going to do, or the teacher that you're learning from, and then stick with it. Stick with it. Don't be distracted by, I just got started and so says. So what I have seen in my patients quite frequently is now that they kind of get the idea that this is a keto or a low carb diet, they start looking on the internet, and there's going to be people who are against it forever. There are going to be people who say it's bad for you and all that, because we were all taught that. And those who haven't kept up with the science aren't going to know that actually there's a lot of research that backs the low carb diet as a healthy way of eating. So don't get distracted. So, if you're learning from me, follow the approach I teach you. Follow the guidelines. Yes, it might be like driving on the left-hand side of the road if you're used to driving on the right hand. It might be driving on the right-hand side of the road if you're driving on the left hand. Usually, it might seem different, and there is this kind of innate or subconscious fear of going across the midline, of eating fats, that sort of thing. So it might feel strange at the beginning. Like getting in the new car feels different, but just drive it a while. Follow the diet a while and stay with, and just tune out these distractions. So, I have to say, if you choose to do a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet that's satisfying what you're trying to accomplish, stick with it a while. Now, it could be that after 6 months or a year, or you've achieved your goal, you want to change the type of eating pattern. Great. Just be sure you find vet again, like buying a new car, see what the background is, if there's any research behind it. You can get up and say anything about diet. There's no FDA regulation like a drug. There is regulation about drugs. So drug companies cannot market that their product reverses diabetes unless they've shown the FDA. They'll pull off those ads, but there's no requirement that teaching a certain diet be vetted or approved or allowed to be marketed for the FDA. You might even see nutritional supplements that say this has not been evaluated by FDA. We make no claims, and yet they're still selling it using language like, it might help to kind of sort of lose weight, or might help kind of sort of to lose diabetes. So anyway, just my point is, like getting a new car, or you might even use your friend's recommendation or your relative's recommendation, but make sure it's a solid recommendation. There's a lot of word of mouth transfer of the keto low carb diet. In fact, we call it a grassroots movement because the powers that be at the top are not promoting it. So you have to spread it by word of mouth in the grassroots kind of way. Once you follow the diet, get used to it, like getting used to a new car, enjoy it. Don't be distracted by the other types of information and diet out there. And so we've set up Adapt Your Life YouTube channel for information about our approach, all for free, for public access. And I hope that's helpful for you. So like buying a new car or going on a new diet, do your background, but then drive it a while, because you'll find that you might even like it more and more over time as you get used to it. Hope that's helpful. I'm Dr. Eric Westman, and please subscribe, click the notification bell. Look down below for our latest free guide for you. And why not share this with a friend or relative, because it is a grassroots movement.